Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Peace-High. Welcome to another video. So I'm back at it again. I got 6th place at locals after a 5-round tournament, so it was really awesome all day. I played 60 card grass Kashtira Shaddoll Tearlaments, and it performed great all day. And you can see the duels on the channel. So let's get into the 60 card deck profile. So 3 Unicorn, 3 Fenrir.
Best card in the deck.
Yeah, dude, honestly. And then 3 Tearlaments Kashtira. So you don't play Rise Heart or Scareclaw Kashtira because this acts as your Scareclaw Kashtira, and it's just really broken. So those 9. Then you play the 2 Birth to search off of the Unicorn, and then the 3 Planet in order to get access to this engine. So there's cards in the extra deck that you can utilize this engine to actually get into your Tearlament boss monsters.
That's a beautiful rarity.
Thank you so much. All right, so that is the Kashtira engine. Next up, the Shaddoll engine. I main decked a Shaddoll Dragon, a Beast, and a Hollow. So this one is the one that mills, this one draws, and this one pops back row when it's sent to the graveyard. So it's just in conjunction with my Shaddoll Schism so that I can either hard make Winda or go through the Grand Guganol line and summon it during my opponent's turn and stifle their plays. I did get to do this once in tournament, and it won me the game, so that was really nice. Next up is the Tearlaments engine. So I think this is probably the biggest part of the deck. So 3 Rhino Heart.
Oh, nice.
One of the each of the names, Shiren, Halfness, and Merrily. Then we play 3 Scream, 3 Planet, 1 Trivia Karma to search these, or the Tearlaments Celiac, and we're playing that at 3 as well. So this engine is basically your fusion engine. You can also use the fusion monsters to XE summon and summon a Toad, which is really nice. So I'll get to that portion in the extra deck. Next up, we played 3 of the King of the Swamp. So the Kashtira engine goes through a line that makes Cherubini, and Cherubini, the Burning Abyss monster, dumps this to the graveyard as cost, and then you can link it off for Sprint to make either a Rule Kalos or the what's it called? The Grand Guganol to summon the Winda on your opponent's turn. 1 Polymerization to search it. Next up, Shufflers. These are just crazy. Like, if you mill them, even if you draw them, it's just insane to have access to these because Disruption of the Graveyard is very broken, which is why Shifter's such a broken card. Next, I do play the Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. This is a Water Aqua we can fuse to make Kaleido Heart. It's the target for the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, which searches you any field spell. You play 3 of the Kashtira field spell and 3 of the Tearlament field spell, so it's just very strong to get either one of your engines going, depending on what you need. We do play the Night Sword Serpent. So if this is sent to the graveyard by card effect from hand, deck, field even, I believe, you get to special summon it, and it's just a level 4 water body that you can use with a Rhino Heart or a Mud Dragon of the Swamp to make your Bahamut Shark to make your free totally awesome. It's just an extra extender by going to grave. Yeah, extra body. Like, even if it's sent from hand to grave by Sharon's effect, you special summon from grave, which is really broken. Next up, Plague Spreader Zombie. So I wanted to play a level 2 tuner dark monster that could bring itself back if it got milled. So I can synchro summon with it. Spoilers in the extra deck. We play Chaos Angel, and you basically synchro summon that with your Grand Guganol to make a light and dark Chaos Angel. So that was just the cute thing that I was trying with that. Next up is my hand traps. I only played 3 Ash, and then technically Tear Cash and Halfness are also hand traps, but I wasn't playing this for my opponent. I was playing it for me because I play a lot of cards that can get ashed and like end my day. So the idea was to preemptively cross out Designator, call it Ash Blossom, then Left Arm Offering for my grass, but that didn't come up. And the one time that my opponent had the Ash, and I had the left arm, I didn't have the cross out. So unfortunately, I was unable to negate my opponent's Ash Blossom. So my life was ended. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. So this can send any of your tier spells or traps, the Trivia Karma to search.
Or the Bridge.
Exactly. The Rainbow Bridge of Salvation is your main target for this if you don't already have access to it, and it gets you so much advantage. Next up, 1 Thrust, in case my opponent had a monster and I could search grass off of this or any of my other normal spells or traps. Foolish Burial is another really good one. Card Destruction. This card doesn't really do anything in terms of the grass because the difference in your deck and your opponent's deck is going to be the same after you Card Destruction. So if you draw the grass, you still get to mill just as many cards, and you get to trigger all the discard effects of the cards that you milled from your hand. And then finally, freshly back at 1, that grass looks greener. Broken.
Oh, wow, look at that.
All right, next up is Extra Deck. So we already went over a couple of cards, but I won't explain too much. Muddragon of the Swamp is a great target to recycle your Extra Deck, and honestly, I'm just going to skip straight over to Predaplant Dracostapelia. This offers you an infinite loop to recycle because your Tearlaments put themselves on the bottom of the deck, and then you can make this infinitely, essentially just giving you infinite bodies if your opponent continues to out them. The one Winda and the Shaddoll Apcolon that I mentioned, this just wins you the game. The Grand Guganol. So this needs Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous and one light or dark monster. So if you use your your Muddragon that you have in the main deck, the level 3 that you can send to the graveyard by Cherubini, you can automatically summon this, dump your Shaddoll Apcolon, which lets you search your Schism and then discard a card, and then you can summon Winda on your opponent's turn, which is very broken. Next up is the Tearlaments fusions. We have Rule Kalos and Kaleido Heart, very strong. And then the one Guardian Chimera, because you do play the Polymerization, and this comes up to destroy and draw cards. Next up, Synchros. We only play the one Chaos Angel, and it's honestly just for the Grand Guganol with your level 2.
Plat Zombie.
Yes, Plague Spreader Zombie. Next up, Ixies. Totally awesome. As I mentioned, you're not hard making it anymore, but you're using Bahamut Shark, which just requires 2 level 4 water monsters. So that's really useful. And the Mechaphanabes Dracosac. So the tokens that you summon off of this with 2 Kashtira monsters are level 3 tokens. So you can make Cherubini, dump your Swamp guy that can be treated as any fusion material, link both of those off for Sprind, and then make either your Grand Guganol, or if you already have access to that, you can make your Tearlaments Rule Kalos to negate a special summon, like a Nibiru or something. And then finally, SP, shout out to Team Bad Cards. Every Extra Deck should be playing SP. Finally, the 2 tokens for the Dracosac package. 3 Bestials, one of each of the good names because of the Fiendsmith engine. And you want to be like putting this in against FTKs like the, what's that deck called? You played it, Steve. What's it called?
Gimmick Puppets.
Gimmick Puppets. So like if you have a well-timed Bestial, you might be able to survive from the FTK. Because you don't really play hand traps besides the one the Ash at 3. Neostral Aerial. So this is good for going second because you banish up to 3 cards from the graveyard, and you can actually use Shaddoll Fusion to send from your deck to the graveyard 2 different Shaddoll monsters, summon your Apcolon, and then just plus off of there. Apcolon's on-field effect negates something permanently, which is really powerful. So that's just a cool little card that you get to play if you're playing this version of Tearlament. 1 Talent on the side for when your opponent's playing a very heavy hand trap count. 3 Forbidden Droplet for when you know you need to crack a board. We didn't have a very much back row hate, but this is 60 cards, so I opted to play evenly matched because this is just the equalizer of all the equalizers.
Good. It says, you know what, let's restart the game.
Basically, you just sacrifice your battle phase, and then you just get to banish face down basically your opponent's whole board. And then finally, the there can be only one because you have a bunch of different types and attributes, and this just OTKs of so many decks. Like if you can hard draw this against Tempai or Fluanderees or any mono type deck, then they're cooked because they're not citing in back row hate for your monster heavy build. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more.